Mother, what are you and your good friends here doing?
Well, these two are eating leftovers, and I finished breakfast, and I'm finishing up my cup of coffee by watching YouTube shorts for a minute. I don't watch YouTube shorts very often. Just when I'm waiting or when I'm procrastinating. I had to clean my kitchen today and organize and stuff. It's a boring day, I guess.
I came to the conclusion
Yes.
that we absolutely have nothing in common with the left.
Oh, I was gonna say you and I.
Well, no,
I was
we
like,
can
wait.
finish each other's sentences.
It is funny.
But,
because-
yeah, I mean, you check it out, right? I mean, they're lazy.
yes.
They're nasty people. I mean, like, just if they get their way, they're nice. If they don't get their way, they're violent. They burn things down. We have two sets of justice, one for them, one for church-going folk. Like right now, right? Roe versus Wade was overturned. So 50 pregnancy centers. Now, these are centers that help women with their children. They provide baby formula, which is really, really hard to come by these days, diapers. They have parenting classes for men and for women. And so what is their response? Oh, if I don't get my way, I'm going to hurt every other woman that I disagree with. I mean, and that's the thing. You're bullies. And this is why I believe, and you know, I'm not preaching violence or nothing, but I think a civil war is inevitable because here's what's going to happen, all right? They lied to women for 50 years, right, to keep women voting Democrat. If you can't figure that out by now, there's something wrong with you. They had 50 years to make this a law. They didn't. Why? Same thing, they did nothing about the Dreamers Act, because if they make it a law, then you don't have to vote for them. They've been playing with women for 50 years, and I hate to tell you this, but if you believe their line of BS, you're stupid. But
you're naive.
you're naive, right? But here is here.
I'll hold it.
Okay, you can hold it for me. Yes. Here's why I believe that we're heading towards a civil war, and there's really not much we can do about it. Because you've got Sodom and Gomorrah, basically East Coast, West Coast. Well, Chicago, New Mexico, and Colorado too. The rest of the country is heavily red. Now, if you start passing these gun control laws and all of this stuff, I live in middle America. I don't want that. I can understand you people, and you don't even control all of California, just the cities. All right, but you want to force your will on, say, 80% of the territory in this country that you do not hold. You want 80% of this country to murder babies just like you do. So here's what you're going to do, and this is what's going to cause the Civil War. First, you're going to try to end the filibuster, all right? Then you're going to stack the Supreme Court, okay? And then the next one is you'll do away with the Electoral College, and that will leave conservative states nowhere to go. You should think about it, because this is just, it's not just something, it's a natural course of events that's going to happen. And if you look at all these states out there that are red, or you call the flyover states, most of these states have a secession movement that's going, and the lowest vote for seceding to a union from the union in any of these states is like 28%. In Texas, it's a lot higher than that. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you don't represent America. You might represent the large cities, but you don't represent America. And you're filthy people. I mean, you should think about it, Democrats. These people are willing to vote and make it a law so you can kill a child. What's next? You can kill a child up to 10 years old if you don't want it? I mean,
The
you know,
thing is, at this point, we got all the science, all the numbers. Hey, you got the images from inside the womb of it's a child, it's a baby.
yeah,
So what that tells us is that they just don't care.
yeah,
They just don't care who they hurt or how they do it. They don't care.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, they've already showed that they will cheat on an election, and it's funny because there's no compromise in them. Either I get my way, or I'm going to start killing people on the streets, raping women, burning businesses down.
Yeah.
This is the Democratic Party. They're filthy.
They're not good people.
They're not. And yeah, mark my word, that's what will happen.
Here's like, okay, so we're Christians, right?
Absolutely.
And one of the things we are commanded to love everybody, including our enemies.
That's right.
And we try to be kind. We try to be, obedient to God and do everything that Jesus said which we're supposed to do and everything else. And it's a tall order.
Yeah.
Just to be a woman of God and a man of God. There's
It's
two
tough.
very, very tough things, and they're not easy to do.
Oh.
But then you get the guy. Now, there's this command in the Bible that says women need to be submissive to their husbands, and husbands need to be the head of the house. Now, my husband and I work on it, on being submissive, and my husband is the head of the house. But he has never lorded over me.
No.
Okay?
There's no need to.
We're a team and we work together. But then there's the man that calls himself a Christian man.
Yeah.
And subjects his wife to his authority by means of bullying and mental abuse or even physical abuse. And that man also calls himself a Christian. Okay?
Yeah.
Is he a Christian? I'm going to tell you, I don't think so. Okay? Now, the same thing is with the Democrats or the liberals. There is the good chunk of the population there that think, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to cause anybody any harm. And if you let me live my life in peace, I will let you live your life in peace. But then there's also the ones that want to promote someone to remove a child that can barely make a decision for himself on what to wear in the morning, to let them decide to cut their breast off or to cut body parts off or essentially mutilate themselves.
Yeah.
So there is extremes on both sides now. The one extreme,
Oh, and let's not forget the pedophilia in the schools.
the one extreme, the one that is all woke like that, you probably can't talk to them like anymore.
No.
They're beyond help. I think that the change of heart would come. It would take the power of God is the one that would change those hearts. Now the same thing with the man that thinks that he can beat up his wife, and that's something that the God said for him to do, which is also wrong. You can't do that. You can't reason with that person. But then there's that middle in between.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't understand why things are going so wrong. I don't get it.
And you keep voting Democrat.
Those are the people that you can
Yeah.
reason with. But I'm going to tell you something that Richard Nixon said. As long as we're yelling at each other,
No one's listening.
no one's listening. And we're calling each other names and saying all these things, and we are just as bad sometimes as the other one.
But it's like there are people that consider themselves good people. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a Democrat. No. Let me explain something to you. If you vote Democrat, you're voting for these disgusting policies. Now, your news does a good job of not telling you what's on there, and you're brainwashed.
Yeah.
You're literally brainwashed because you're like, I told somebody one time, you got to understand, they're aborting babies. Oh, like I said, I told someone one time that they were aborting babies up to 9 months old. And they looked at me and said, oh, they are not. And I'm like, they are too. You have to understand, when you vote Democrat, you vote for all of these policies.
But, yeah, and I mean...
So you're guilty too.
Yeah, you just have... But, look, we are big advocates of turning the TV off.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
we
not
don't have a
saying-
TV.
Well, we don't have one anyway.
Yeah.
We're saying, okay, don't do it forever, right?
Yeah.
Take about a month of your life and turn the television off completely. The
Yeah.
regular network TV, even the news. You can get news anywhere in this day and
Yes.
age. Turn the TV off. Don't go to the movies. Don't buy their magazines. Don't buy any of that. And read something else completely. Hey, read your Bible.
Oh, that's a good one.
And come back to it in a month. You will be deprogrammed. I promise you.
I don't know if a month is.
A month.
Some of
and
these
it
people
will
are
change.
really lost.
No, but you will come back and go like, oh, wait.
But,
Think through. We've lost the ability of
Yeah, we
think
have.
logically sometimes, you know.
but I've got to tell you something. Yeah. I guess it should be my follow-up thoughts. I do believe that you've been programmed. All right, I was lucky, and probably about 20? No, it's been more. Probably about 30 years ago, I left the Democratic Party, and the reason I did was because the one thing that I had noticed was they kept promising things every election, and they were the same things. And then I noticed what they were doing. They kept promising those things so you would keep voting for them. Mm-hmm. So you're a fool, all right? But it's got to the point right now because the mainstream media is in cahoots with the Democrats. They pitch the party line. They don't talk about all the gross things that they're doing out there. These 50 child centers, for pregnant women to help them through, to give them baby formula and diapers and parenting classes. You think about it. These pro-murdering children people, and that's what they are. You're killing a child. If they can't kill a child, then you're not going to get help raising your child. Think about how disgusting that is.
Right.
And it was 50. It's a real number. You can research it. All right? And you vote Democrat, you're voting for that. You're voting to hurt people.
Yeah.
That is why I'm telling you, they're going to go for this, and they will try to do something about murdering babies. They will get rid of the filibuster. They're going to try to pack the Supreme Court. They'll get rid of the Electoral College, and then the majority of the states in the Union will have absolutely no choice but to rebel. All right? And you're going to be sitting around, and you're going to be on the side that's going to war, raising the baby killing flag. Think about it.
Yeah.
Hatred. That's all you guys got. It's all you bring to the table.
Yeah. Okay. Pray to God.
Yes, we all pray. But look, what my wife is saying is like, tell them about what them children said in the children's class. Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
Let me tell you what the question was, and then my wife can answer it, right? Now, if you think everything is great on the Christian side of things, the Sunday school teacher, the question was,
what do you think?
what do you think of women? And, honey?
Okay, the first one was weak.
Weak, yeah,
Inferior in every way. This was in a Sunday school.
Okay.
Christian, well-raised Christian.
It's lucky I wasn't teaching that class, because I'd have grabbed that boy by his hand and said, let's go talk to your mother.
About that.
Yes.
And I mean, red flag.
Red flag, yeah.
Now my son was in the class and he was smart enough to not say anything.
Yeah.
And but he couldn't wait to tell us. It was fireworks. And the next, but that reflects
Yeah.
that kid's behavior. What he said, it's funny. We laugh at that. It's kind of funny. He probably wasn't too serious, but the fact that he thought it was okay to say
it, yeah.
in front of other people reflects either what his environment is or who he's hanging out with that is not mom and dad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But my final thought on that Roe versus Wade thing, right? Let me explain something to you. Okay. Roe versus Wade and the Dobbs case, you really need to read it, right? Roe versus Wade got overturned because in the state of Mississippi, they had a law that you can't get an abortion after 15 weeks. But that's not good enough for Democrats. It has to be until time of birth. That's 9 months. That's what they've been shooting for. Those are the laws they've been passing in all of the states. Most people, not me, but most people were okay with, up till a heartbeat. Some said 15 weeks, some said 10 weeks like Texas did, and they were letting that slide, all right? But no, it's the Democrats' greed. I know for a fact because I lived in California. I know what they did with gun control, all right? And the attack on the First Amendment right now, that's hate speech. Yeah, they're real good at the play of words. But if you're a Democrat and you're a good person, you're voting for all this stuff every single time you vote. So I would just hope that perhaps you would go to God or something. Your final thoughts, my dear?
Yeah, that's it. Go to the scriptures. Read it. There's
Yep.
a manual for life.
Anyhow, we've got a big enough lecture here.
Sorry.
Bye-bye.